Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special live stream for Phoenix Society for Burn Survivors. I am Rachel Kudlak, and I'm here joined with our CEO, Amy Acton.
Hello, good morning, or good lunchtime, I guess.
Yeah, well, depending where everyone's listening. Could be morning, could be night, could be afternoon, who knows? Awesome. Well, I know it's funny for me to start a live stream without doing my general welcome back to Girls with Graphs. I was like, oh, shoot, what am I supposed to say at the beginning? I'm so used to it.
They threw you off your game.
Yes, the podcast is a little different. But yeah, I welcome everyone. As I mentioned, this is a special live stream event. We just World Burn Congress, Phoenix World Burn Congress was just a few weeks ago. It feels like it just happened yesterday. It also feels like it happened months ago. So we just wanted to come on here live, share a little bit about, the event itself and how to stay connected with Phoenix Society all year long.
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited to see if there's some comments for the great group too, hopefully today.
Yes. So we are live. So please leave your questions, comments, thoughts, whatever it is in the comments. And if you are watching this later on and you're not here live with us, that's okay too. Still comment below and we'll get back to you one way or another. So I just, let's just kind of kick it off. Amy, like I said, it feels like it just happened, yet it feels like it happened so long ago. How are you feeling, just post Phoenix World Burn Congress 2023?
As I said to those that were there, it was long overdue. We hadn't been together since 2019, which seems like eons ago. So I think it was just so great to be face to face with the community, and there's nothing like it. And we were glad to be back. And so I'm still on the high from it. Quite frankly, I think our team and the community just felt, I think, grateful to be together. So
definitely. Yeah, I'm still reminiscing, just from all of the connections and opportunities, just all the people I got to meet face to face for the first time. We obviously held virtual events throughout COVID and since 2019, but it was so nice to finally meet some of those folks in person. And then I also kept forgetting who I had already met in person and who I was meeting for the first time in person. I was like, I feel like I've met you so many times, but I haven't.
I know. It was so many new faces. So that was fun as well to get connected to new people and those that have been coming for, decades. So it's such a unique opportunity to hear stories from throughout the continuum of living with a burn injury and the issues and the triumphs that we all have.
Definitely. Well, and we do just want to let everyone know too, a few, quick recap stats, if you will, from the event. So we did have over 700 attendees in person, which is amazing. It's just wild to think that many of us in the burn community could be together in person. It's always so much fun to be around everyone.
Yeah.
And, it's more than just a national event. I mean, we did have 43 states represented, which is amazing, but we also had 12 countries represented. So it was so amazing to meet the international community as well. I mean, we had folks, I don't have the full list in front of me, but, New Zealand, we had London, folks from Europe, Nepal. Yeah, that was a huge highlight.
Yeah. I think that was the first time we've ever had anybody from Nepal, and that we had someone that was in the parliament in Nepal that was injured. So he was really looking to see what he could bring back to his country. And so that's really exciting to see that we're convening people from around the world that are interested in advancing aftercare services for survivors and their families.
Definitely. Yes. And we do just want to give, a quick shout out and huge thank you to the 50 plus individuals and organizations and foundations that helped sponsored folks to attend. I mean, that 50 is a huge, huge number, and we truly couldn't have done it without them.
No, we can't. I mean, it's so critical for this to happen, to have the community behind. It is a community event in my mind. We're all playing our part to make this available. We couldn't do it ourselves financially or human resource wise. And so I think it's just fascinating to me on how the community comes together, hospitals, local foundations, individuals that help people find their way and support them to get there.
Definitely. And I love to seeing, as maybe a first timer, when you get to go to a conference, it's definitely scary, I think, to, if you've never been around a huge group of burn survivors and you're new on your path and your journey, it can be a scary thing. And I love, when these organizations and foundations can group folks together. And, we did a little bit of that too with our buddy system this year. But I think that's so, so important, just to feel like you have a friend just going into the event, just knowing you have someone there.
Yeah. I think it's actually critical. In the ambassador program, we tried something new this year. Parts of it worked, parts of it didn't. I think we'll continue to adapt that for those that do find themselves kind of coming into it alone. That's something that we're always trying to figure out how best to bring people into the community and support them. Our emotional support team is obviously really great for that and helps us kind of make sure we're kind of connecting people that maybe feel a little alone.
Yep, definitely. Well, to really kick us off, I did want to do a little fact or fiction. And I kind of set this up, primarily for our listeners and our attendees to just learn more about the behind the scenes of the event. Prior to helping with Phoenix Rural Burn Congress, I didn't really understand event planning, and it's a lot more than I think the average person imagines. Plus, we just want to help, educate to our community what we're focusing on and what we're working on behind the scenes too. So we have 3 fact or fictions I'm going to read, and then we're going to go over them. So if you are listening live, I'd love to hear if you think this is a fact or a fiction. So truth or false, I guess. So our first one is fact or fiction. The majority of attendees are first timers. So let's see what maybe some folks think, whether that's true or false. I obviously know the answer to this, but I'm interested to see kind of what everyone else thinks. So without further ado, it is a fact. The majority of attendees are first timers. In fact, this year we had, Dennis is coming in here with fiction.
Fiction, Dennis.
It is a fact. Yeah. So this year, 57% of attendees were first timers, which is over half, obviously. So the majority are first timers, and we love our first timers. We love our returnee attendees. We obviously love all of our attendees, but I think this is just something shocking for people to hear that, we do have a large group of first timers every single year.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about it, just in the US alone, if there's 40,000 people getting admitted into burn centers and hospitals a year, this is just a drop in the bucket of people we're serving. So, that's one of the reasons why we were trying to expand some of the community-based support. But to have over half the people new, that really means that we're connecting them to this community so they can find local resources if they haven't already, so they can find other resources that would be helpful on their journey. So again, the hospitals, the foundations are helping this a ton by bringing new people every year, getting them connected, getting them to see the bigger community and going back in their own community and supporting programs and services. So it's great.
And Dennis asked a great question too. Does this have to do with sponsorships? And Amy, I think that's kind of what you were just talking about. Those hospitals, the organizations, the local foundations, they're the ones truly really helping get the event, getting them connected, because they know the importance of the power of our community and getting connected with one another. So yes, we we are so thankful that they can help sponsor and get attendees to the event.
Yeah, and like I said before, we can't do it all. So we are subsidizing the conference as well, with keeping the cost as low as we can. So we're subsidizing the registration almost by half. So by the foundations bringing people, helping them with airfare and hotels, that's why people can come. We recognize the cost is prohibitive to many. But we're told by the community that they still want this event to happen. So that's the kind of community engagement that's going to be needed to continue to have World Burn Congress, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, Amy, I'm actually going to jump ahead to the third one that we have listed here. So our next fact or fiction question is, Phoenix Society makes a profit from hosting Phoenix World Burn Congress. So again, would love to hear in the comments whether you think this is a fact or fiction, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Maybe if you got any clues from Amy's previous answer, maybe you'll already know. But so this one is fiction. Phoenix Society does not make a profit from Phoenix World Burn Congress. And Amy, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think we do hear this sometimes, that we're making money off the World Burn Congress. That is not. That is fiction. We are raising money clearly from our sponsors and donors to help subsidize the conference and do our part of the hard cost of World Burn Congress. Some examples of, I think it was like $70 a gallon of coffee in 2019. This year was $140 a gallon of coffee. So as the costs go up, clearly we have to adjust to be a viable organization. We have to raise more money to kind of keep it stable. So we're not making money. We're raising money to support it through our partners and donors. And then the local foundations are raising money, obviously, to send people. So again, I go back to World Burn Congress is a community event that we're all supporting. And it is a place that we convene and connect. So we looked throughout the U.S. For sites for World Burn Congress. And the hotel rates, for example, it was unbelievable what we were seeing throughout the country. So we did a 2-year contract and tried to achieve the best hotel rate we could based on looking. We even looked at like museums and other places we could hold the conference and changing the program because we take so much space with our breakouts. So we're looking at creative ways to keep that cost as low as possible for attendees.
Yeah. And, speaking of the venue as well, we also factor in how, transportation to the event. This past conference, there was 3 local airports nearby, or 2 to 3, depending if you count Baltimore. But it's still, we could maybe potentially go to a smaller, maybe cheaper venue, but then how much are flights going to be for the majority of attendees to get there? How much does that transportation cost? So yeah, maybe our registration costs are slightly lower, but then the attendees picking up other fees elsewhere. So,
it's a puzzle.
Yes.
It's definitely a puzzle to try to make it work. And again, I think it's transparency is what we're trying to get to here, is, trying to help people understand. And again, I didn't go into nursing to be an event planner either, but we've had, over 25 years of trying to do a lot with a little and serve as many people as possible. And again, it's through partnership for sure.
Definitely. And, we will be sending out a year-end impact report later this year. And we'll have way more information in there about, the costs that go into World Burn Congress, but also survivor stories from World Burn Congress as well. So, we encourage you to make sure you get your eyes on that. We will be printing and mailing it. So make sure you are on our mailing list. And if you're not, we'll also have a digital copy available as well. So I'm excited to get some more recaps, get some stories gathered, and get that sent out later this year.
Rachel, I think the other thing that we're doing that was really beneficial this year is we opened it up and asked people to be part of the committee, the planning committee. And that really, people shared with us, wow, I didn't realize what, and that's not even all of the conference, but that's the program. They have a window into what we're trying to do at the hotel. So it is a way to understand the inner workings and how we're trying to bring people together to develop a really strong program at the most affordable way we can.
Definitely. Yes. That I loved our program committee this year. We had so many great folks on it, and it really, I loved the program in all for the conference this year. I thought it was, I liked some of the switches we made, and we'll dive into that in a little bit here too. Some of them, maybe we'll go back, we'll see. But if you are interested in joining the next program committee, there are opportunities for that. And also make sure you fill out our survey, our post Phoenix Road Burn Congress survey. We will have a link afterward in the comments. I also have the URL up here. I know it's not the most friendly, but it's a Survey Monkey. So make sure you fill that out, because that's how we know, did you like the conference center? Did you like the program that we had? Did you like our speakers? What could we do better? Obviously that survey is so important for us to plan in 2025. So just kind of speaking of the program, this kind of goes into our last fact or fiction here, which is fact or fiction. The Walk of Solidarity was supposed to be held outside. So let's see, for, maybe you're watching and you weren't there. It was held inside this year. So fact or fiction, it is a fact. The Walk of Solidarity was supposed to be held outside. Unfortunately, the weather didn't work with us this year. We had beautiful weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday morning during the walk was like the only time it rained.
And then the sun came out, right after that. The sun came out. So yeah, it would have been, it was really special. We had the fire department was going to be there with their boats with flying water. It was going to be a special time. So we were all disappointed in that. But you know what, I've always said, this community is more resilient and flexible than any other that I know. So luckily the Gaylord is a very big hotel. So we were able to walk through and do it kind of under a canopy, sort of outside by the fire truck. So people bared with us, and we got it done. And I think that was one of my favorite parts, though, the moment I think JR was sharing from his heart when we were giving the James Bosch Award, and a little gal in the audience. That was one of the most special moments of the whole conference for me. So it turned out all right.
Yes, no, it's definitely a good plan B. No plan B is ever perfect, because that's why you had plan A. And that those are learnings for us. We heard a lot of people say they would rather just walk in the rain. Well, maybe that's something we'll think about for 2025 or something like that. So who knows? But yeah, and we are working with JR too to hopefully, share some of his comments. And, he did have such a beautiful, beautiful speech and presentation. So yeah. I know not everyone could, hear it. And, even though it was Saturday morning too, some folks weren't around. So yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to share that with everyone here soon.
Yeah, we had we moved rooms. We had to move some rooms based on hotel space. So we had some audio issues, but the AV SEALs did their best they could do. Our volunteers that, again, because of their support, I think we save almost $100,000 a year by the work that they're doing for us. So again, great team effort, some flexibility we had to have in the conference, but all in all, I think there's some real special moments in the speakers and the content. The program I thought was super strong, from the keynotes all the way through some of the breakouts. I know the laughter one was a huge success. I heard a lot about that one. And the hypertrophic scarring one was very popular. And a few others. I think there was, what was the one? Sleep. The sleep one also had a lot of attendance and positive feedback.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of goes into one of my questions I had for you, Amy, was just what was one or two of your favorite sessions from this year's program?
Well, open mic is always, for me, it is the reason why we do what we do and why we're working so hard to build the bridge from hospital to community. because we continue to hear the stories of people that aren't connected. Sorry, we're getting some feedback here. So I think that's always, it reminds me of what I do and why I do it, to hear the stories and the amazing people in our community. I really liked Aaron. I thought he had some really valuable points and kind of our choice.
Oh, Amy, you got yourself on mute again.
Oh my God. Put me around technology and look what happens. And again, the closing outside with a walk with JR was a special moment. I thought it was great to have him involved again as well.
Definitely. Yeah, I loved every session I went to. I really resonated with the keynote panel from Loss to Gain that we had on Friday with Rebecca and Carrie and Jennifer. It was a really powerful session for me, not only as a staff member, but also as a burn survivor. And, Megan and Pam saw me. I mean, everyone probably saw me. It really got me emotional. And I wasn't expecting that. And it was just so nice to hear their stories, and both of them, Carrie and Jennifer, be, just so raw with us. And sometimes it's just, we don't want the sugar coated truths. We just want those raw emotions. And I thought we had a really good, balance of all of the triumphs and the challenges and just that path that we're all on.
Yeah. And I think by their vulnerability in that session, you could feel it in the open mic in the next session, people opening up and sharing some of their hard truths. And, that's why we're here, is not to stuff it, but to let it out and say it, and then find ways to continue to move forward from it. So that's the beauty of World Burn for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, one other, special event that I really enjoyed attending that you were part of was our One Voice Forum. So we did share that live on Facebook and our other channels. So if you did miss that, you definitely need to check it out. It was a really powerful, powerful event. But Amy, I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit more about, why we put together that forum and why it was so special to have it this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking ourselves for not having it in the general session, because there was a lot of really positive feedback about it. But it was an opportunity. The U.S. Fire Administrator, Dr. Lori Merrill, had been bringing the fire service together around the fire problem in America and really trying to collaborate on how to solve these issues that we're faced with. So they had a summit last year, and they had one the week after World Burn. And so we thought it would be really great to bring her and those that had been involved, NFPA, the National Fire Sprinkler Coalition, ABA president was there. So we had a panel of people talking about kind of our work in the prevention space and the survivor voice in that. And to me, it was just a special moment for them, some that had never been in our community, to connect with survivors, hear their stories. So the U.S. Fire Administrator sat through open mic and was able to hear the impact of the fires. She had just been to Maui, so she'd been very up close and personal with the tragedy in Maui, and to understand now what that will be like for those that were injured in that fire is really important. It's one thing to know the data and numbers, but it's another to understand the personal stories in this long view, right? So I think it was just super powerful to bring the community to the World Burn Congress, the fire service community, and also to find ways that we can continue to collaborate and work together, which is her vision, and obviously ours as being a convener and connector. So, and then we ended with Gina Russo and Rob Feeney, who have been strong advocates, as most people know, to promote fire prevention, sprinklers, fire safety, as well as quality burn care and long-term needs of the population. So it was powerful. I hope you all can watch it if you weren't there, because again, it was a smaller session, but we got really great feedback on it.
Yes, I think Jeanette is here commenting. I wish you would have to have it as a general session. So it's definitely something we may have to do in 2025 is to hold it as a general session. Yeah, I loved that. You know, I also just really resonated that we had all of these, I guess, like powerful, you know, figures in their respective spaces. We had Dr. Lori, we had the ABA president, we had kind of these top leaders in these fields, in the medical field, the fire field, and then we all just came together. And it was just reminded me, you know, our voices are important, and you know, you can accomplish a lot by sharing your story. And I think Gina and Rob are obviously two great examples of that. But it was just a, you know, really nice reminder that as a community, one voice has so much power. And then when we all put our voices together, we can really make change happen. Yeah. So yes, we do have that linked on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. So if you haven't watched it, you definitely need to check that out.
Yeah. Well, I think also, Rachel, you know, the theme of World Burn, as you know, because you helped create it, moving forward together. And just imagine if we're a community of 1 million strong, for example, if we can build our community and connect that many survivors, how powerful our voice could be in preventing it from happening to others, in assuring that we have the quality care that we need and the reconstructive work that we want to have. So there is power in a bigger community. And that's one of our focuses. How can we convene and connect that many people so we can grow our advocacy voice?
Definitely. Yes. Well, you know, we're talking about some of our favorite events, but, you know, if no event is perfect, you know, we talked about the Walk of Solidarity and having to move that inside and things like that. So do you mind sharing with us, Amy, you know, one thing maybe you wish we could have done differently, or one area that you want us to change going into 2025?
I think for me, it is, how do we get the word out that it's here and available to people? I think we would love to do a hybrid meeting. That was the goal before COVID and after COVID. But of course, that price went up 10-fold or 20-fold. So we couldn't do a simultaneous stream of the conference. It's just not affordable. So that's disappointing to us, but we did capture a lot of the content. So we adapted to try to meet a goal that we had to get it more accessible to more people. And hybrid has its own challenges as well in real time, but we did capture the majority of the content, which we're excited that it'll be available on our website so more people can get the information. So that's probably the disappointing thing, is how do we continue to grow and have access to more people? Clearly, affordability is a challenge. So that's disappointing, but it's one of the realities of our world we're living in right now. So we'll continue to raise resources to do it. And, you know, again, if we can get 1 million strong people community building to this, I think we can raise enough money to decrease those costs. But at this point, that's not where we are.
No, definitely. And yes, like you said, we did capture a ton of great footage. So we will be posting most of the sessions content all on our website. So those will be rolling out in the next few months. So be on the lookout for that. And also that's a great way, you know, whether you couldn't attend the event and you want to catch the sessions, or maybe, you know, we had learning sessions happening at the same time. So maybe you want to catch more than one of those. We will have them all available. You know, we have to take advantage of having all these great speakers and presenters at the conference. We got to make sure we capture that and share it with everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, one area of the event was our vendor passport. And so if you were at the event, or maybe you missed it, or you're looking forward to it, Amy has the bucket of passports. So we had this vendor passport. So essentially you had to visit all of our exhibitors in the booth and get a stamp. And then once you got all those stamps, you put it in a box, and we just never got around to drawing the winner. So here we are today, and we're doing it now. Or we can pretend this was our plan all along. That's also fine.
This was our plan all along, Rachel.
No, but we are going to draw 3 lucky winners. So the prizes are: first place is a 100% complimentary registration to Phoenix World Burn Congress 2025. Second place is 50% off. And then third place is a 25% off. So, oh, we have our first
one.
Who is our lucky winner? Oh, I can't see. Antoinette, I think. I see Antoinette. Yes. Congratulations, Antoinette. You have won 100% complimentary free registration to World Burn Congress. So for you and all of our winners, please be sure. I'll send out an email later today or this week. I'll have to connect with Megan to do that, but we'll make sure you
probably should put that on there. Like, I won't do that again.
Second place,
Patrick,
congratulations, Patrick. You have won 50% off on Phoenix World Burn Congress 2025. And then last but not least, we have our third lucky winner. Who do we got? Let's see. Who do we have here? Christina, I can't. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Christina. I'm so bad at pronouncing last names. Congratulations to all three of our lucky winners. So, like I said, you'll have more information coming to your email. And thank you to everyone who entered the passport drawing and for all of our exhibitors. I thought we had a great lineup of exhibitors this year at the event. We had such a good mixture of, in my opinion, of, we had the fire service, we had our own Phoenix SOAR booth, we had medical, devices and companies there that survivors could just be hands-on with and connect with. So, thank you to everyone who attended and exhibited, and then also everyone who met all of our exhibitors as well.
Yeah, it was great to see. I talked to a couple survivors that were able to meet the company that their skin substitute came from and talk about it, and the vendors were able to hear the stories of survivors. So it's a great connection. But also, if you have ideas of people that might be a vendor, let us know. We added some sun protection type groups. They gave us some merch this year to hand out, but we'd love to continue to build kind of the resources that are helpful to survivors. So if you have ideas, let us know and we'll invite them to join us.
Definitely. Yes. We had, like I said, a great lineup this year, but let's plan to have an even bigger and better lineup for 2025. So, and so we just announced those three winners. And I do want to also remind folks to take our post Phoenix World Burn Congress survey. And then you have another chance to win some prizes. So obviously we want to hear your feedback. It's so important to us. So we want to know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want us to do better, what you want us to change, what you don't want us to change, for 2025. So 3 winners, we'll pick 3 random respondents at random, and they will receive an autographed copy of Aaron Volpatti's book. So Aaron was our keynote, and he recently released a book, I guess maybe about a year ago now. But he, was signing some books at the conference, and we're going to hand out 3 autographed copies of his book if you complete the survey.
Yeah, it's really important for us. And again, we can talk amongst ourselves about what we'd like to see, but unless we get that information, we did a huge survey before this conference and made changes based on that survey. And again, to the majority of people, it's not going to please, we know we can't please everybody all the time. But we do take the feedback and adapt and adjust World Burn over the last 25 years I've been involved. It's always changing and evolving to meet the needs of the people. And with more than half the people new the first time, it's great to kind of see both perspectives of people that have been coming for a long time, and then also those that are new. And that kind of helps give you a little perspective as well on what those needs are.
Definitely.
So fill out the survey.
Yes. And it won't take long. It's 10 to 20 minutes. And that's all dependent on, how involved you are with Phoenix Society, whether this was your first time or not. So it really won't take long at all. And we so appreciate the time that you will take, to take that survey. Like Amy said, your feedback is just so, so important to us. We don't know without you helping us inform, this event. And because we put on the event for the burn community, and we want to make sure that you like what we're putting out. So let us know for sure by completing that. We'll have it open here for still a few more weeks, but take it as soon as possible so you don't miss your chance at an autographed copy of his book, because I personally want one of those. I don't think I'm eligible though, but
no.
I would like one. Aaron, if you're listening, send me one. Well, and so I mentioned earlier, we are editing and working on getting all of the on-demand content out. But in the meantime, you can save the date for Phoenix World Burn Congress 2025. We will be hosting the next conference from October 29th to November 1st of 2025 at the Gaylord Texan Resort and Convention Center in Grapevine, Texas. So sign up for updates. I have the URL up here. You can also just make sure you're on our monthly newsletter list and things like that, and we'll make sure you get those updates. But it's hard to believe. I mean, hey, in like 2 years, we'll already be back together in person, gearing up. We'll be packing right now for that event.
Yeah, and we'll be doing some stuff obviously virtually in between, and we'll stay connected. And I think that's the other goal, is how do we stay connected with each other? And so please get connected, follow us, and join some of the online community groups. Those will be growing over the next year. We just love to see you involved. And find ways that you might want to get involved in World Burn or SOAR or some of the other programs that we're doing to stay connected.
Yes. Yeah. So, and that leads us into, just a few more things we want to touch on of really how you can stay connected with us. We know the event is 2 years away, but that doesn't mean you should wait or have to wait 2 years to get reconnected or to connect with us. And I just want to pull up 2 more quick comments here too, Amy. We have Jeanette saying, it was a transformational experience. Thank you for all that you do for our community. Well, we thank you, Jeanette, for all that you do for Phoenix Society. And it was so great having you I know you attended virtual events before, but it was so great to have you in person. And then we also have Crystal here who says, thank you for, Phoenix Society and for all that we do. And she's really excited because Texas is closer to her. So awesome. We're so excited to see you, Crystal, at Phoenix World Burn Congress 2025. But let's dive into, some of those ways, Amy, that folks can stay connected with us. But before that.
Yeah, well, I think Jeanette has been involved virtually. So I remember meeting her first in the virtual setting. And she shared her story there and in other ways through Phoenix Society and got engaged with us, has brought others to the community by sharing her experience. So I think that's one of the biggest ways we can all help each other, is to connect them, to connect the dots for people. By connecting to Phoenix Society, we're also, if people call looking for help, we're connecting them to the local resources if they're there, to the local burn foundations, to the camps, to the adult groups that are happening face to face. So again, if you look at Phoenix Society as one of those places where we can connect you, if there are resources. So we need your help to bring people into the community so we can serve them. So using your voice out in the ethers, in the different platforms you're involved in, and sharing what Phoenix Society does is one way you can stay involved and help others. Sharing your story on our kind of platform and sharing your voice is another way. The SOAR family is growing. Over the next year, we're going to be expanding. So we'll have the hospital-based SOAR program, but we're going to start to move that out into the community with some of our other nonprofit partners and Phoenix Society network through Phoenix Society. So we're excited about that. So if you're interested in providing peer support, let us know and get involved that way.
Yes. And we just released our 2024 Phoenix SOAR virtual training courses. So there's plenty of time right now to get started and get signed up for one of those dates. They do fill up quickly. So if you are interested in joining sooner rather than later, definitely send us an email or connect with your local Phoenix SOAR hospital for one of those trainings. And the first ones are Spanish training, our Spanish peer supporter training. So it's really, really exciting and a great next step for that program. So, if you're interested in that, there's still time to join that January course as well.
And I think the other way that people are helping the burn community at large is by participating in different research studies that help healthcare providers understand what our needs are. The more diverse the population responding to those, the better we're going to be in helping them understand the needs that we have. And we're involved in, I think, 7 or 8 right now as a contributing member of research groups to learning about long-term healthcare needs for this population, as well as a global project that's looking at the research priorities globally. So there, you'll see those come through if you can take a few minutes to participate. Another project we're going to be doing next year is looking at what are the barriers to being involved in research, and why do we not participate in research, because the researchers want to make sure that they can get a diverse population taking the survey. So we're kind of trying to look at how we can give input and insights about how it can be more accessible.
Definitely. And, we know taking a long survey isn't always fun, but it is a great way to give back. And it's one of, I would think, the easiest ways to give back. If you can just take a few minutes of your time to participate in one of, like you said, the 7 or 8 different studies that we're helping with right now, it can be a great way for you to share your experience and share your impact and your journey, and help, provide a better future for others. So if you are looking for a way to give back, participating in research, becoming a Phoenix Tour peer supporter are two great ways to do that.
Yeah.
And another way, I do just want to share before we close out here, to give back, right now we have a really special, double your impact, campaign going on that we announced at Phoenix Rural Burn Congress, and now it's extended through the end of the year. So 2 of our special agents, as we like to call them, are board members, Howard and Tony. So many of you know Howard and Tony was at the conference this year, and he was talking to everyone. I know everyone was so happy to see him in person. So they've been so gracious to, match all of our new monthly donors that sign up before the end of the year. So, even if it's $5 every month, that doubles to 10 with their match. So it's a really great opportunity to give back, especially in the holiday season. I can't believe that's quickly approaching, but
yeah.
So we want to thank, obviously, Howard and Tony for, this initiative that they signed up for. And yeah, encourage you to learn more about our monthly giving club.
Yeah. And like we've said, it takes a lot of people to kind of make the wheels turn here at Phoenix Society and the burn community. And we appreciate everybody who gives their time, talent, and treasure. We take it very seriously, our work, and want to continue to expand and get people where they need to be to get the help they need to recover fully from a burn injury. So your support of that initiative will help us with the Journey Forward project, which is launching next year, with hospitals helping people transition from hospital to community so they don't get lost. So your help matters. All your participation and input matters. Your voice matters. So thank you so much. And really love seeing those that were able to come to World Burn, and if not in person, online. So this is another great avenue that we can learn and grow together. So thanks, Rachel, for putting this on. I think, and please give us your feedback and the good, the bad, and the ugly. We need to hear it. And we are open to hearing from you. And we couldn't do it without you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amy, for joining us today for a special live stream. At the beginning, I was going to say my Girls with Graphs intro, and now I feel like I have to say my Girls with Graphs outro. But it was great having you on. Amy will be on later this year. We will be hosting a live podcast where I can say my intro and outro with our live chat with the CEO. So be on the lookout for that. Come with your questions, come with your feedback, your thoughts. You can always send us an email, send us a message on Facebook. We want to hear from you, and we want to get you connected as well. So you know, as we have our time in between our in-person gatherings, you know, we are here to be your touchstone through your journey and your path. And we're here to listen and to guide and to help advocate with you and for you. So whatever it may be, we are happy to help however we can. So definitely let us know and send us a message if you need. So thank you again, Amy. Thanks for everyone for joining us. I look forward to our next one.
See ya.
Bye.